Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Suds News. My name is Vinny. Angela will be with me momentarily. We are here to talk all about General Hospital. As always, welcome, one and all. Jump on in. The chat is open. Hi, Steve. Welcome to the chat. And everybody else, come on in. The water is cool on this hot day. Hey, what's up, Spedrock? One of our comrades in Sasha Media. And welcome, Angela.
Hello. Sorry, I just had to grab some waters, guys.
How are you tonight? And how was your week?
I'm tired, but I'm glorious.
That's great.
And, yeah. Living the dream. Let me tell you, brother.
Oh, I definitely understand that. Oh, you know what? And I totally set something up to start the show tonight because I normally start with anybody that passed away. We did find out earlier today that Malcolm Jamal Warner, who played Theo Huxtable on the Cosby Show, passed away from an accidental drowning on his family vacation. So that's very, very, very sad.
Yeah, that is a really sad one. Yeah.
And we did have a soap death. And in just a moment, I'm going to go ahead and play the 10 bell salute for the soap death that we had this last week as well, that affected our soap community. So we'll play this right now. All right, and we are back. That was the 10 bell salute for Eileen Fulton, As the World Turns legend. I've never watched As the World Turns. I know you did. So I just wanted to kind of get some info on her as an actor and character because I never got to watch her work.
Yeah, she was great. She was phenomenal. She was the definitive vixen.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Sad as we lose another person from the soap community. And I'll let everybody know that I was putting together the tribute, the in memorial tribute for the Sudsy Awards coming up on August 1st. And there have been a lot of soap deaths this year. Like, they completely outnumber the wrestling deaths. I mean, you never want to, celebrate deaths or anything or compare, but there were a lot of soap deaths this year.
And Eileen is very, very sad because, she was such a big presence for so many of us for most of our lives. At the same time, she was 91. It's not a bad run.
No.
Not a bad run at all. You got at that point, you're kind of playing with house money.
Yeah.
I tell my great aunt, she's 97 all the time. And she laughs. I'm like, you're playing with house money at this point.
No, you're absolutely right. Billy, we will get to that. Trust me.
I have lots to say.
Yes. There's a lot going on. We had a lot of stuff that went ahead and just really tied together. Like, there's these umbrella stories. Not only do we see a character leaving, at least for the time being, but leaving Port Charles, but we're also seeing the possible reintroduction of a new character, but the reintroduction of Kelly Tebow back to General Hospital. And I do want to let everybody know that tonight's episode is sponsored by W Energy. As everybody knows, I get up early for my day job. I was actually up at 3 o'clock this morning. So coming on at 8 p.m. is already 15 hours or 17 hours I've been awake or something to that effect. So for those of you that that know me, I need my caffeine, and this W Energy gives me that jitterless caffeine fix from the coffee fruit extract. Right now, I'm doing Calio cream flavor, which is mango and orange cream kind of combined. It tastes like a creamsicle. But you could go over to wdubby.gg and use our promo code Suds Media for 10% off your purchase. Again, that's wdubby.gg and use Suds Media as the promo code for 10% off your purchase. All right.
To try some of that because I need the caffeine. Let me tell you.
I can imagine. Believe you me. Anyways, hey Chad, welcome to the chat. How are you today? And you're absolutely right. It was heartbreaking to hear about Malcolm Jamal Warner.
I can't. That was the Cosby Show was such a big one, and I had the biggest crunch on Theo. Oh my God.
And as leaving Bill Cosby and all his devious activities to the side, the Cosby Show was the show of a generation. Like
it was, and I mean the details of his death are so sad. He was on vacation with his family and drowned. He was in a rip car. I mean, that's just
exactly what I thought it was.
Horrible.
Yeah,
it's so bad.
Even my wife had asked, how does somebody accidentally drown? And I said, well, there's riptides. That's what happened. Unfortunately, it happened to Chad Gaspard a few years ago.
I just started taking the boys I nanny to the beach for the first time this year. Usually we go to lakes, the pool, yada, yada, but I introduced them to the beach and they're 8 and 12, almost 12. And I told them, I'm like, you guys have to I'm trying to educate them about, I'm like, it can, at any moment, you don't know. Yep. The beach you have to respect the ocean. You have to, because it is in charge.
Yeah. Because up where you are, you have the Atlantic Ocean right there. I mean, in Connecticut, we have Long Island Sound, which isn't as dangerous, so to speak, but the water itself can be dangerous.
We're right on the Atlantic, and that's where I've been taking. I've been taking them right into the Atlantic Ocean, and I've been telling them, you guys, you gotta respect it, because at any moment, this is not a pool. This is not a lake. We're not sticking to the rivers and the lakes that we used to here, kids.
You're not kidding.
But
matter of fact, that was a good song too.
Great song.
And then the Weird Al version as well was awesome too. Don't go making phony calls.
Yeah.
But either way, hi Taiwan. I think we're all in agreement. As he says, I am loving this week of General Hospital.
We're in agreement with most of that.
Yeah, most of that. Although I don't consider Sasha a bitch getting the bitch out of town. Because
Willow is definitely not my girl.
Yeah, exactly.
But to each their own. For every ass, there's a seat, as my mama used to say.
Well, we might as well start right at that point with basically our cover story tonight is the fact that we saw Robert, who again this week some heartbreaking news from Tristan Rogers' camp, as he released that he's been diagnosed with cancer. I'm not sure which cancer though.
I don't think he said. I don't think he said which one. It was just that it was cancer.
Yeah.
I just want to say, who is it that said he was back for her exit? I can't remember. Was that me?
Yeah.
Did I get something right? It happens on occasion, right? I'm in a little bit of a mood. I'm a little bit of a funny mood, guys. Not like last week. Last week I was choosing violence. Although it could happen any moment because...
And it remains to be seen what mood you'll be in tomorrow night when you join James Law Jr. for his conversation about soap podcast hosts.
Yeah, we're going to have James and I are going to have some fun tomorrow night because James and I both regularly choose violence.
Well, then I used the perfect meme, the perfect GIF.
We're going to have a lot of fun tomorrow night, James and I. Yeah. So Billy, we will get there. We're not there yet. Relax. Yeah, James and I are going to have a good time tomorrow night.
Yes. So
Going all
definitely tune in for that.
Yeah.
I believe 8 p.m. Pacific time, which is 11 p.m. for us East Coasters.
Yeah, I'm going to be late.
Or it might be 7 p.m. I can't remember. But either way, it's late night.
I'm so tired.
Late night for us East Coasters.
Let me just tell you guys real quick something. I've seen every time I go on to, I haven't been around a whole lot lately. I've been, the past couple of weeks have been very crazy busy. My great aunt, who's 97, we were moving her into the nursing home, and it's just me and my 2 elderly parents cleaning out her apartment. So it's me. And it's without traffic, she's an hour away because she's below Boston. I'm a little above Boston. With traffic, it's 2.5 hours. And I've seen people, look, because Angela's hiding now. Angela's not hiding. Angela never hides. Angela's busy.
Yes, because you actually have a life as opposed to some of those trolls on the internet.
Oh my God. It's insane. So, yeah. Angela's not hiding. She never hides. She's just been busy. And now my aunt is settled in the nursing home, and I have pretty much the whole apartment cleaned out. So I'm back, bitches. I'm back.
Welcome Anya to the chat.
Oh, my wifey.
So, and you're right, Chad. My grandmother always said that. My grandmother always actually said that deaths come in threes, but bad news comes in threes as well. With full Tristan's cancer and Malcolm Jamal Warner. So, it's rough.
Yeah.
But
no. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just.
Sasha, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to go back to that. Going back to we saw Robert open the door for Sasha and Daisy, and it was nice to see him. Obviously, you also said that correctly that Holly would not be there. Although she did share a nice prayerful post about Rogers.
She did say that they reached out to her, but she just couldn't make it work scheduling, which makes sense. She lives in England. That's right. Where she lives. And for to come in for it was one day of shooting for Tristan Rogers.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense. Right. So I'm not surprised. I think that eventually we'll see Holly again. I'm not sure we'll see Tristan again. There was from what I heard from somebody who knows, they Steve really had to help him around and stuff. He really struggled. It was one day of shooting, and it was a lot for him because he's older and he's sick. Cancer sucks. Chemo sucks. That stuff just sucks. And he did this for us, and he is devoted to the GH fan base, and I really love that. I'm watching Too Quiet Stop. I have not watched yet today, and I didn't see Fridays yet either because I was at my aunt, and it's just been crazy. But I'm going to catch up this week on everything I've missed. I saw some clips from Friday, but I also want to say, to clear up any confusion, it was not Sophia's choice to leave. And I know a lot of people are going, but in that article, she never said it was her choice to leave. And the show representative didn't say it was her choice to leave either. Like with JJ, they flat out said it was his choice to leave. And he flat out said it was his choice to leave. I had pulled up the articles so I could, because I've seen a lot of people, she said that it was Sophia's, that they didn't renew her contract. That's exactly what happened. But the show spokesperson said there was a good time in the storyline for Sophia to leave to pursue other opportunities in film and TV. That's not them saying that it was Sophia's choice.
It made it
that was them saying, good luck finding another job. We believe in you. You can do this. They were just trying to make it seem.
Yeah.
But, you know what I mean? But, they usually just come out and say it. And also, in the in her interview with what they were saying, like she said, She was asked about like her different love interests, and she's like, I really feel like Sasha and Michael have a unique and strong love. I've gotten an overwhelmingly positive response to our chemistry since Rory took over. Who knows in the future? I'm rooting for Sasha and Michael to reunite one day.
Yeah.
That wasn't somebody who wanted to leave.
Yeah.
You know, so
even on Stephen Bradford's podcast,
come on, with Michael having an emotional affair with the woman he had sex with. Oh, go ahead.
Oh no,
What?
I was going to say even Steve on the Stephen Bradford podcast this week. Steve had said that he saw tremendous chemistry between Rory and Sophia.
Right.
Just off the chart.
I have my theories that I've shared a couple places about why I think she'll be back in about a year.
Yeah.
You know, and Kaiwan, and it's not. It wasn't. It had nothing to do with the storyline, because I think that they wanted Sasha and Michael. It was some behind the scenes stuff. No tomfoolery with anybody. It wasn't anybody's bad behavior or anything like that. But the thing with Sasha and Michael were together before Willow and Michael were together. Sasha, he didn't just have sex with her once. He had a full-blown relationship with her that was blown up. You know what I mean? But he was involved with her, and it totally made sense to me that they were falling for each other again, especially after the bullshit that Willow had pulled. It was crap.
And also the fact that their relationship was blown up over a lie.
Right.
You know, because they were knee deep in everything, and Chase and Sasha came up with that lie so that they can get Michael and Willow together because of Wiley.
Right.
You know, which so that relationship alone was built on mistrust. The Willow and Michael I'm talking about.
Right. So yeah, they were. It was whatever. So, but I mean, Willow and Michael were very cute.
Yes,
they were, but they were boring. They were too vanilla, too good. You know, he needs somebody a little more fiery like Sasha. I really like Sasha. And Rory and Sophia's chemistry. Oh my God.
Yeah. I mean, Sophia had chemistry with Chad as well, but Rory seems to be having much more chemistry with a lot of other characters too.
It's not okay. So here's the thing. No, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to talk about this on here, but it's not about not wanting Sophia. It's not about not wanting Sasha. There's stuff going on behind the scenes that is just, it's not something I'm going to talk about on a podcast. That's not anybody's bad behavior, anything like that. It's not Frank. It's that I think they're predicting that there could be disruptions to the storyline. So they're just giving it a break to get through what's going on. And then I think she'll be back within a year. I don't think they're putting Michael and Willow back together, especially right now.
Yeah, I hope not.
You know, her shit with Drew is about to blow up, but you know, she's fucking off the charts. And I say that with Willow is more interesting as a character. I posted it the other day than she's ever been.
Yeah, her and Drew both.
Her and Drew both. Exactly. I love their, you know, I'm not, you know, their relationship is whatever it is, but I mean, them individually are more interesting as messy bad people.
Yes, I agree.
And I really loved Liesl clocking immediately that Willow ain't right. She is like totally channeling her inner Nell.
And for Liesl Obrecht to say that there's something not right, there's something not right.
Right. Yeah. I don't know that they'll have hate sex. I mean, anything's possible. I have heard that they could be bringing somebody new in for him for like an interim. We'll see.
Yeah.
They are not recasting Sasha. I know a lot of people think that they're recasting her with the chick who plays Sierra on Days of Our Lives. from what I've heard from my sources, she's not coming to General Hospital. But if she was, it's not as Sasha, because it wasn't Sophia's choice to leave. If they wanted a Sasha, they'd have kept Sophia for right now. Exactly. You know what I mean? If they needed a Sasha, it's that, yeah. No, Carly and Michael are not wolves. That's bullshit. Absolute bullshit. And I'm sorry, you're not bringing that bullshit here. They are not wolves. She did her shit on her own. Carly tried to compromise with her.
Yes.
But I remember at the nurses' ball, Carly, Willow and Drew go up to Carly and are like, can we come to a fair agreement? And she said, yeah, joint custody. And they're like, oh, no. Michael can have them every other weekend and 2 weeks in the summer if we move the kids to D.C. Carly and Michael are not the problem.
No, and they never have been.
And who's abusive towards women? Not Michael and not Carly. They have both been much better to Willow than she deserved. Carly embraced that girl as a daughter. So whatever.
Yeah, I don't understand where that's coming from, because Michael is definitely not abusive towards women.
Right.
I mean, it actually seems the opposite, where women are mainly abusive towards him. And we saw that with Nell. We saw that with Willow. And
Michael has been trying to do what was right for his children. Willow does not care what's right for her kid. She didn't care. She had no idea that they weren't happy living with Drew because she didn't care. And then that crap that she pulled with Wiley at the pool. Oh my God. That was some fucked up shit. I'm sorry. It was. She knows she's, and she hurt her child.
Yeah.
Knowing that that's what she was going to do. She hurt her child.
So here's the thing, Taiwan. The one thing I do want to point out is Willow chose to go up against the quartermain. She was okay living in the gatehouse.
She had it towed.
Right. So Carly hasn't done anything to Willow. At all, actually. She was being very nice to her. Susan Russo does say, thanks, Angela. Every soap chat I've been in for the past 2 weeks, and all the person posts is for how Willow is good and everyone else is to blame for losing her kids. I'm so tired of the back and forth for one person in the chat to be told over and over the same thing, and he just does stop this.
And as far as Carly got the idea to do the custody case, the custody-based battle was always coming. Right. Carly's thing is that she wanted it ready for when Michael came home. Correct. So that there wasn't a big delay. The custody case, just like the divorce, was always coming. Carly hasn't done shit to Willow. Carly has been trying to protect her grandchildren and trying to protect her son.
And it's not even Willow.
Willow screwed over the kids. Willow screwed over Michael. Carly, honestly, Willow has gotten off light.
She has.
Carly could light that girl's world on fire, and she has not done it.
And honestly, it's not so much Willow as it is keeping the kids away from Drew.
Right.
Now seeing Willow go
to want to do that after what Drew did to Wiley. That
exactly.
Willow did not care about.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And at this point in time, Willow is actually showing her devious side.
Right.
We saw, in the scenes with Obrecht and Nina, that sly smile as she turns away from, like, holy shit, her inner Nell is coming out.
Right. It's insane. And it's just, and that's fine. She's a great, she's doing a soapy character, but she is not the good guy here. She's just
not at all.
And for people who are like, oh, it's all Drew manipulated, this crap's all her. Drew has nothing to do with it that she's doing. She's terrorizing a child.
Yep. And Chad points out Willow is the one who refused to believe her child's father about what her son said. She blamed Michael for everything and taking no accountability. And that's the truth.
Right. And, and the thing is that, I mean, her whole thing with Michael was unfaithful first. Bullshit. I know that she hadn't banged Drew yet, but she'd been sucking face with him for months. Yep. More than once, knowing she was married and lying to Michael about it. Michael found out about only one of the kisses and was reeling from that, went and got drunk and had a one-night stand. Yeah. Willow had been having an emotional affair with that man and had been kissing him for a long time, and she screwed Drew before she knew about Sasha and Michael. So no, Michael was not unfaithful first. Willow was, period. And here's the thing. When she was in the custody case, or in the divorce, when the judge gave custody to Michael, she was like, he had a baby with another woman. In a custody case, adultery matters in the divorce. It doesn't matter as far as custody goes. And the judge didn't say anything about either of their adultery. Her reasons for taking those kids for Michael were strong.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And I understand that Sidwell paid her off, which made no sense to me because her reasons were absolutely strong.
Yeah, her reasons were valid, so I don't understand that.
No, that's not true, Kaiwan. Carly has been saying you are not going to take Michael's children away from him. Not that you're never going to see your kids. It was you're not going to take Michael's children away from him. And she begged Willow not to move in with Drew when Willow brought it up until she talked to Michael about it. And until and she turned around and went and did it. Willow does not give a shit about those kids.
And here's the thing is Carly is not threatening Willow at all. She's basically telling Willow to get rid of Drew. Willow is the one internalizing it all, saying she's going to take my kids away.
Right.
As of right now.
You're going to lose your kids because of your behavior. That's not Carly threatening her. That's Carly giving her a reality check.
And that's what it is that it's Drew behind the scenes that's feeding this information to Willow, and Willow is the one internalizing it, kind of that whole telephone thing.
Kaiwan, did you even watch that? She wasn't going to move in with him. Carly was very nice to her during that scene when Willow told her that Drew wanted her to move in. And Carly said, you need to talk to Michael. You need to talk to Michael before you make this decision.
Yeah.
Carly was not.
I
don't know what show you're watching, but it is not General Hospital. You are making shit up in your head. And I understand that people see things differently, but you're literally making things up, Kaiwan. You are.
Hey, and it's like one thing I'm actually surprised didn't come out in the court case. And I'm sure it'll come out during the wedding. Is that when Michael wrote down the note to Diane saying, "I never didn't allow, it never happened that I, never declined her coming to visit me in Germany." So,
Kaiwan, you said that she was extremely threatening and rude towards. Hold on a second. Is there one reason in the universe that Carly should not be an entire fucking bitch to Willow all the goddamn time after what Willow did to her son? Is there any reason in the universe? Let me tell you, somebody did that shit to my kid. Hell hath no fury. But is there one reason that Carly shouldn't spit on Willow every damn time she sees her? After what Willow did at the Metro Court pool, Carly went to her and said, if you ever do something like that again, you're banned.
Yeah.
Ever do it again? Oh, hell no. One, that bitch would have been banned from my pool the second she cheated on my son with his uncle of all people. But two, if you do it again, you're banned? My God.
And it's at some point, Willow has to take accountability for her own actions. everybody seems to have been giving Willow a free pass the first time because they're like, oh, well, Drew is manipulating her. It's Drew, blah, 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 blah. But now everybody's starting to see Willow's true colors. And don't get me wrong, losing your kids and having everybody tell you you're wrong could take a number on your mental health. I'm not denying that. But she is showing that she's doubling down on all the wrong choices that she's making in her life.
And not only that, when Michael talks about the kids to Willow, it's our kids or their names. With Willow, she's just like her mother Nina. My kids, my kids, my kids, my kids, my kids, my kids, my kids.
Oh, I didn't pick up on that.
Every single time. She doesn't say our children ever. It's always my kids.
Yeah.
My children need me. My kids need me. I need my kids. And I'm just like, are you fucking, I mean, that.
I know how, trust me, I get it, how frustrating it is when a character that, first of all, we've said it before, Willow is far more interesting as a heel.
Oh, yeah, she was boring as hell before.
And soap operas, because they don't have that divide of who's good and who's evil, everybody likes different characters in the whole spectrum of everything. You can be a fan of Willow, and whoever you're a fan of, that's how you view certain things. So all of the things that Kaiwan is saying is from his point of view, and he has that right to voice that opinion. However, with that said, there are a few things that are just not true.
It's absolutely not true. Has threatened her ever since she found out about No, she has not. At the nurses' ball, right before the custody case, Carly wanted them to have joint custody.
Yeah.
She said that right to Michael or to Drew and Willow. Joint custody. And Drew and Willow said, oh, no. What we want, Michael gets every other weekend. And then if we move the kids to DC, he gets his kids 2 weeks in the summer. What? In what universe is that going to be a thing?
Yeah. And here's the thing. I'm going to kind of play a little bit of book in the territory here because, we questioned why Sidwell paid off the judge, because all those points that Michael made were valid reasons. Like, literally, she got paid for doing her job.
Right.
But here's my thought process. Because Drew had Sidwell pay off the judge.
I don't think so.
And the whole reason behind it is because Drew wanted to prove to Willow that if she marries him, they'll get the kids back. I think that was the whole thing from the beginning.
Yeah, see, I don't think so. I think that Sidwell paid off the judge as leverage against Sonny. Yeah. As leverage against, because he was looking at the pictures of Sonny's kids and stuff like that. I think that that's what it was leverage over Sonny because. And I mean, Drew wants to frame Michael as a drug addict.
Yeah.
And even before that, they were saying Michael and Drew, or Willow and Drew, were saying that Michael abandoned his kids when he was having burn treatment.
Right. Because he wanted to get the best treatment instead of going local.
And the thing is, and it wouldn't even have been local. It would have been Maryland, which would have been still states away, and he still wouldn't have been able to see the children. If he was in Port Charles getting that treatment, he would not have been able to see the kids. It's a completely sterile environment. You can't have visitors. Yep. Carly wasn't allowed to visit with him in Germany.
Yeah.
But Michael is the only one who cares about the kids. Willow cares about herself and Drew, end of list. Willow doesn't care about her kids. Because if she cared about her kids, she would not have done what she did to Wiley.
Yep.
She wouldn't have done what she did to Daisy and Sasha.
No. Not at all. Yep. You're absolutely right. Quiet Star says, I have said forever, Willow wants what she wants, but she doesn't want to look like the villain. She does not push back. She does not like push back on her bad behavior, and that's what it comes down to. Is that
Who
this
else does that sound
mentality?
like? That sounds like mommy dearest to me.
Yeah, that sounds like Nina. Yep, exactly. Um,
Michael has gone against Carly for Willow multiple times in their relationship. I mean, I remember the Christmas party when the tape was played,
yep.
and Nina and Willow were trying
Yes.
to run away with the kids, and Carly stopped them, and then Michael
Yep.
came, and Carly was like, you can't let her take those kids. And Willow was like, I need them. I need them to be with me tonight. And Michael
Yep.
went against what Carly said.
Yep.
And let Willow take the kids. And then they tried to use it against him.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
They tried to use that against him. So this whole narrative that Michael only listens to his mother and does what he says there is crap.
Yeah, Michael has had a backbone.
After everything Nina did to Carly,
yep.
Michael let her in because it was what Willow wanted.
Yeah. And then Quiet Star follows up with the whole time whenever people told her not to continue with Drew, she took it to personal attack rather than stopping to think how her actions looked to her kids or to a judge. The biggest problem is that Willow wants to Willow just doesn't want to be alone. She wants to jump from one person because that's been the whole thing.
Well, I remember even before the nurses' ball, that day when she was talking to Isaiah during the rehearsals, even before anything even before the nurses' ball, before anything, she said to Isaiah, Drew is such a good father, not just to Scout, but to my kids too. And what would be best for them is making a family with me and Drew. She wanted to cut Michael out then, and he's still in the burn unit.
Yeah.
That had nothing to do with Carly. That was all her wanting her sweet little pseudo family and not wanting to be reminded that, she got with this guy who was her husband's uncle.
Yeah. Exactly.
So it's like,
all right, let's kind of move on from. The good part about Drew and Willow is that they're providing such great content for us to talk about because of their, because of they are characters we love to hate. I'm gonna put it out there. I am not looking
entertaining to watch.
Yeah, I'm not looking for Drew to get his or what have you, because
nobody stole her car. Tracy told her she couldn't park it at the Quartermains, so she parked it on the street and it got towed. And Carly had nothing to do with that shit. No one stole her car. It was towed, and she was able to get it back.
Exactly. And so,
anyway, sorry.
There's a lot of moving parts with this entire story. We started with Sasha and Daisy arriving on the doorstep at Robert's house. Jason bringing them. I love the and you're right, Chad. General Hospital social media said
the wedding no one wanted.
Which is hilarious. We started there because that's where we're going to start. And of course, it came back to Willow because the fact is that Willow is at her breaking point. I think it might have been almost a dropped story with Willow kind of harassing Daisy and all that, because I think it's going more to her mental state.
I don't think it's a drop story. I think it was just like kind of part of the setup for it.
Yeah.
And it helped facilitate, because they didn't renew Sophia's contract, so it helped facilitate that exit. It had more than one purpose.
But this wedding that's coming up on Friday is going to be like when you're going down the road and you see a monkey fucking a football. It's so weird that you have to watch, and
Oh my
that's what
God,
it's going
it
to
is
be.
going to be phenomenal.
Yeah.
And I think that I think there'll be a Friday cliffhanger, and then I think it's going to be a couple days. It is going to go into a couple days next week, because I think no doubt the secret's coming out about
Oh yeah.
Nina and Drew, and then
Oh,
Willow's
yeah.
going to act like the victim to them too. Even though, I mean, okay, Nina and Drew were having sex before Drew and Willow hooked up.
Correct.
Nobody was, you know what I mean? Nobody was
Yeah.
cheating on Willow. She's going to act like they were, and
Right.
is going to blow her and Drew up, and she's going to be mad at her mother, but which is going to be funny to see. How dare you not tell me that you slept with the guy that I was cheating on my husband with?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, seriously, that's basically it's going to be. I can't wait. I am so here for it.
Yeah, I can't either. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
And speaking of phenomenal, folks, coming up on Friday, August 1st, we have the 2025 edition of the Suds Awards. So it's going to be great. We're gonna have a mix of live and pre-recorded presentations. We have a who's who of soap and wrestling podcasters as presenters. We've got our friend Donald People Jr. as a podcaster. We've got Mike and Tori from the Kicking Out at 2 podcast. Jonathan from Chair Shot Sports will be one of the presenters as well. David from NGE Soaps, who's been on this show before, he will be live presenter. Angela will be there. Kim will be there. Matt and Kat from the 10th floor will be presenting. So, again, who's who of soap and wrestling podcasters as presenters for the 2025 Suds Awards. Coming up Friday, August 1st, 2025, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Definitely check it out. And we've got at least one cameo that I do want to go ahead and let you guys know to make sure to tune in. And by the way, Connie from Days of Our Lives, Julie Dove will be a presenter this year as well. Definitely check that. Make sure to tune in on that day. That's just a little under 2 weeks away. That's Friday, August 1st, the night before SummerSlam weekend. So definitely check that out. All right. So we started talking about Sasha going to Paris, and Jason ushered them to get there. And maybe it's not even Paris because it's an undisclosed location. So they just use the Paris airport. So, however, Jason sitting in the airport, like Steve Burton said, the smallest airport terminal ever.
That was funny.
Had to do a double take because he thought he saw a ghost. And that goes.
Can I just say, I don't know why he would think he saw a ghost when he has come back from the dead twice himself, but carry on.
No, I agree with you. And he wasn't even around when she died. So, you know, he was presumed dead.
Him and Bradford were joking.
Yeah.
That, the first conversation with Britt and Jason is, I thought you were dead. I thought you were dead.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like that Spider-Man meme where they're all pointing at each other.
Yeah, they're pointing at each other. Yeah. From what I have been told, she's not Britt. She's not a clone, and she's not Britt. We'll see. Yeah. I believe that she's not a clone. I'm not 100% sure I believe that she's not Britt. She might not know she's Britt.
That could be.
But, she might not be Britt. That, the person that she's not could be right. That's.
I mean, think about it. It could. I mean, Quiet Star, you must be a little bit behind, because I'm assuming you're talking about what I said about the wedding. But I just where was I go? Oh yeah. It could be Britt because think about it. Britt has done a lot in terms of devious laboratory work, and who knows, maybe there's Dr. Maddox in the mix, and there could be something, just maybe that was the whole point, erasing her, not erasing, but curing her Huntington's with some kind of implant, fictional implant.
See, I don't think. See, this is why I think she's not Brit. Because if she's Brit, they're not going to erase the Huntingtons.
Right.
Just like with Gregory, they didn't erase the ALS. They're not going to pretend that there was some cure for Huntington's. They're not going to do it. One, Kelly Tebow is like a advocate and spokesperson now for Huntington's. You know what I mean?
Really?
And Joe has received accolades. And they're not going to, it's not like, somebody's like, well, Emily's cancer was cured by cancer is curable.
Yeah.
Huntington's is not. If she's Brit, she's back to play out the dying from Huntington's story.
And that could be because she did say that part of it is memory loss. So
right. And if she's, the only way she's not dying of Huntington's is if she's not Brit, because they're just, General Hospital is not going to, just like they loved Gregory, loved him, loved the response to him. But they knew, they're like, we can't pretend that there's a cure for ALS. We can't do it. And it's going to be the same thing. I don't think they can say that because she was diagnosed multiple times.
Yeah, with even a third-party doctor that wasn't.
She's either not Brit or she's back to play out the dying of Huntington's storyline.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I mean, I don't think they will play that way with Huntington's. I just don't, because, it would be like them if they had cured Stone of AIDS back in the day. Yeah. You know what I mean? It just wasn't something that happened back then. And it was a storyline that they took seriously, and they took her Huntington's seriously. Wasn't talks about balls.
So here, maybe this is a bigger conversation, but where do soaps draw the line? Where do soaps draw the line where they have to, or they feel they have to play something legitimate based on real life circumstances, or use that Hollywood, creative license with something?
It depends. I think that when they do things like something that is always terminal, they, especially, some shows will rewrite it and say that it was misdiagnosed, yada, 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 yada. But a General Hospital, usually with something like that, they stick to it. Because like the whole reason Kelly Tebow came back not this time, but the time before, it was because they pitched her the Huntington story. And she wanted to play it.
I thought it was because they pitched her the relationship with Jason.
No, that came later. Yeah, exactly. Days would change it, but I don't know that she'll have Brit's memories. I really don't. Days will change it. I don't think GH will. And I would say, I wish they had, did the MS thing with Gregory too, and had been able to keep him around, but they went with ALS and they stuck to it, because
I have a feeling it's going to be more of a doppelganger than a clone, than
right. I don't think it's a clone. I think it's a doppelganger, and I don't think Liesl knows she exists.
And I have a feeling that would be it. That would, we did kind of, again, kind of think and toss around the idea that Liesl was making the clone of her kids because both of her kids were dead, and we had heard the rumor that Ryan Peavy was coming back as well.
And from what I heard, he is still coming back. He just has not filmed yet. So what I'm wondering is if it's going to play into when Kirsten Storms comes back.
Yeah, that could be.
Because, or it could even, he hasn't filmed, so he wouldn't be part of Kirsten Storm's exit, because she said she already filmed her final scenes for the year. But they could say that, her thing could be that Liesl told her that, you know, Nathan's alive and he's not really Nathan, but she goes off to find him.
And Nathan, you came in at the wrong time. You were talking about Nathan on General Hospital. So we're not saying that you are not alive.
Yes,
but we got two days back to back.
Yeah.
We got Nate Dogg and we got Nathan Banks. So we're not talking about your you. We're talking about Nathan from General Hospital.
I mean, it's also possible that it's something with the memory mapping because Lisa is working with Dalton. I know that hasn't been revealed on screen yet, but she is. So it's totally possible that, you know, she does know this person exists, and it is something that, you know, I mean, we'll see. We don't know yet how it's going to play out. I was really a little surprised that the promo this week was only the wedding.
Yeah.
That really surprised me. I thought it would be something about, you know, the Jason and Bill thing. Now, okay, I was about to say I didn't even see Billy's thing pop up. All right, listen. I've never said that we're getting Charlie right now. She's involved with Jack. And Jack and Carly don't blow up until the secret about Joss comes out, which isn't going to be before November. You know what I mean? And honestly, the angst is, so back in 2021, before the whole COVID thing, the plan was that Jason and Carly were going to get married. Sonny was not supposed to come back to Port Charles until November. And he was going to come back to find Jason and Carly married and in love and settled into married life. And Carly was still going to leave, you know, still go back to Sonny. And he was, the Nino stuff was still going to happen. And Jason and Carly were going to be doing this angsty. They wanted to be together, but yada, yada. And he was going to get back together with Britt. Just as, you know, to help her because her disease was getting worse. And, you know, kind of commit to a relationship with her, just as Carly and Sonny were exploding because of him having an affair with Nina. And then it was going to be more angst for Jason and Carly because he's not going to leave this dying woman.
Right.
No matter how much him and Carly wanted. You know what I mean? I kind of think that they may be going back to play that out again. So Jason's going to, if she's Britt, Jason hooks up with Britt, you know, gets back with Britt, the Huntingtons, yada, yada, yada. And, you know, just as they're, you know, committing to each other, Carly and Jack blow up.
And that's one of the biggest things about Darling is timing.
And here's the thing. We get Jarly no matter what. No matter what's happening, we have Jarly. Because the thing is that, I mean, even before, you know, they changed everything because they knew Burton was leaving. That is why they sped everything up. That's why they brought Sonny home earlier. They did they did it all quicker. And that's also the reason that they didn't have Jason and Carly sleep together. They didn't have Sonny walk in on that because they knew Burton wasn't going to be there to play the storyline out.
Right.
As soon as the COVID mandate came down, which is before we knew, or as soon as they knew it was going to be coming down, Steve went to Frank and said, I'm not taking the shot. I'm going to apply for waivers. But Frank knew he wasn't going to get a waiver.
Right.
So they, and that was the whole thing, is so they just kind of changed the story. They've sped things up, but made it, did a different ending because,
exactly.
It's really interesting. So I'm going to, go into, most people know I went and saw Mo. He invited me. I got a message on Instagram the day of his show in the afternoon. And he said, there's a comm ticket for you. And so I'm scrambling to get into Boston for traffic, but after the kids, because who couldn't go? Who wouldn't go? And it was funny because he was talking about that storyline.
Yeah.
During his show. And it was really funny because he said, first he started out with, who was on the bridge with me when I got shot and ended up in the water? Everybody's like, Julian. He's like, who else? Oh, Jason. He goes, what are the chances? He goes, does anybody think it's at all possible that maybe Jason shot me so he could have money? And everybody's like, wait, what? Where's that coming from? So then he says, you see on Dateline, all people, your husband goes missing and they ask the wife, how long are you going to wait? 15 years, 20 years, forever. He goes, well, in the Corinthos family, they wait 2 weeks. And then he goes, we get the funeral, and right after the funeral outside the church, there's Jason going, hey, Carly. And it was really funny how he was talking about like Jason and he goes, and everybody was thrilled they were getting married. He goes, Michael was thrilled, Jason was thrilled, he goes, Michael was thrilled, Josh was thrilled, Jason was giddy. He goes, I know, because I watched those scenes. It was really funny because he's not wrong. But yeah, he still has big Jason and Carly issues. He's holding a grudge. But he's, that's Mo has a Jason and Carly thing. He does not want Jason and Carly together because he feels it would be them being disloyal to Sonny. Him and I need to have it out on that one. But it's really interesting. And it's funny too, because I mean, you saw the recent the last 2 podcasts they've talked about on Stephen Bradford's podcast, they've talked about the Brit stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's just me or not, but someone isn't as ecstatic, talking as ecstatically about it as he does about other things. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that, he doesn't have a problem with Kelly Tebow or anything like that. But when Steve Burton thought that they were pairing Jason and Sasha last year, and I have confirmation of this from one of the actors involved, not Steve Burton, not Laura Wright, but one of the actors who had knowledge of the situation, confirmed that what New York Sam on Daytime Confidential said, that Steve went to the writers and asked for Jason and Carly back, and they said yes. Which is why Brennan became the bad guy, which is why the new Brennan is not under contract. And so I don't know if his lack of enthusiasm right now is really from that he's not getting that, or that he knows that it's delayed. I don't know what it is, but it was very different. The way he was talking, the things he was talking about, like with Rory and about Rory, he has a very different level of excitement.
Yeah.
I mean, your girl Joss is WSBing it. She's super spy agent, and I love her.
Yeah. There are some people that are against Joss and the WSB. I happen to enjoy the scenes with her in the WSB. I like how Dante and Anna were talking about everything today, and Dante's like, well, I got to tell Carly, or Carly should be told.
I haven't seen it yet, but I heard Dante called her his sister.
Yeah,
and I need him to shut up, because no, absolutely not.
Yeah. Hi, Daisy Flower. Welcome to the chat. I
mean, here's my thing with Jason and Britt. It's what I say about Jason with anybody that's not Carly. Why would anybody want their girl with that man, knowing that she's going to come in a distant 30-second to Carly, her kids, her podiatrist, her, pool guy, the moss on her kitchen counter. You know what I mean? I don't understand why people, and they always hope, oh, this one will be different.
Yeah.
It's never different. Carly comes first. Carly came first last time he was with Britt. Right, even before they were hooking them up. The morning after their sex, he left her in the middle of nowhere. He was the one on the run, but he left her in the middle of nowhere because Carly needed him.
Carly will always come first.
That's the thing. So I don't understand. And yes, we may get the obligatory Carly getting, spoken to by Jason that you can't, but it's words. He said them for Sam. He said them with Liz, and then never stuck to it. Right. Never once. So,
hello, welcome to the chat.
Oh, thank you. That's I always add like a new, for horticulturists. I'm on my podcast. The little one, he's like, what you doing? Do you want my tablet? Is that what this is? You can't find your Kindle?
No.
Are you sure? You found the Kindle?
No.
Okay.
Am I going to have a snack?
Yes, you may have a snack.
Duties never end. Thank you for the 276 people currently watching tonight, based on whatever network you're watching. Definitely hit that subscribe button. React to the show. And if you're not watching on Suds Media, the majority of the people are watching on X, which I thank you so much for tuning in. Go ahead and go to youtube.com/@suds-media. Hit that notification bell. Subscribe and like the show as well. We can always use growing more because we're 211 subscribers, went to that 500. So again, thank you so much for tuning in. We are going to make sure that we keep providing more content. Speaking of content, we are taking a break from Gate Crashers currently for a couple of different reasons. But Gate Crashers will be coming back after Sweeps is over, after the Sudsy Awards, when everything kind of resets in our universe. Gate Crashers will come back on Monday, August 4th, after their first real full sweeps month, or their second, I should say, but either way, kind of their first summer sweeps month. So that's when Gate Crashers will be back. But Dockside at the Bay will be back this week, as always. Kim and I will go over the next episode, the next recap episode of The Bay, which is season 6, episode number 2. That'll be coming out this coming Thursday. So definitely check that out as well.
And Chad, I don't, everybody's welcome to like any pairing they want to, obviously. My thing is that if my favorite wasn't Carly, I wouldn't want her anywhere near Jason. Because Carly, I don't want my girl with somebody who's is gonna put another woman first. He puts Carly over his kids, which he shouldn't do, but he does.
Someone has said, they don't understand how anybody can be with Jason. He's so stoic. I can tell you that I am also very stoic too, and feel like
I have no problem with stoic.
So I can relate that there are people that will go out with us, stoic guys. So
the thing is it's just Carly calls, or Carly needs something, or even if she does, Jason needs to interfere in Carly's life. People always say that, Carly, Jason does the whole. Jason is just as much up in Carly's relationships as she is in his. And I remember Jax telling Jason to stay out of his marriage, and Jason saying no because Carly was his best friend. He literally said, no, shall not do that. No, not going to do it. And he gets mad at Carly when she doesn't call him first when she needs something or is in trouble. But my thing is, I don't understand why somebody would want their girl, just like I can't ship, like, if I was ever going to be able to ship Sonny and Carly, is that I can't, because he threatened to kill her. Same with Jason and Sam. I'm sorry. A guy literally threatens to murder someone, especially for another woman. I'm done. Even on a soap opera, I'm done.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you one bit.
And there are people who have no problem with it, and that's fine. I'm just talking about me personally. And if my girl is with somebody, I want them adoring her and putting her first, which is why I can enjoy other Carly pairings. Right. Like Lorenzo worshipped the ground that woman walked on, and I loved that pairing. I liked Carly and AJ. He also absolutely adored Jack. Loved Crew. They put her first. Jason, I can't enjoy his other pairings because I know it's like they're a placeholder for, you know what I mean? They're where he puts his penis, and Carly is everything else. You know what I mean?
Yes, I like that analogy. So Daisy asked a couple of questions. Will Trina get a storyline? Trina has a storyline. Trina and Kai, they're both in a storyline together, but it is a storyline for Trina. It's not a front burner storyline, but it is a storyline. Right. Trina is dealing with the fact that Kai turned his back on her family, and it all comes back to Drew, of course. And I even though Portia gets on my nerves at times, I'm glad she finally stood up to Drew this week. With the whole she's not gonna falsify documents to make Michael look like an addict. And then is Joss falling for Vaughn?
I don't know if she's really falling for Vaughn. I think Vaughn is kind of falling for her. I think for her, it's the job. That doesn't mean she won't. I just don't think that's where she is yet. I think for her, it's more, this is kind of the job thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't think she's looking at him as a potential love interest. Even if she's like, he's hot, I'd do him.
Right.
I don't think she's looking at him as this is going to be my boyfriend someday. That could change. Yeah,
I don't get that vibe from them. Like,
no.
I see them in the, in the scenes where they're supposed to be acting as boyfriend and girlfriend. So they are being intimate with each other, but I don't get that vibe from them outside of those scenes.
Right. It's not like they're longing to be together, and it just doesn't seem to be what's playing. Oh, but also I agree completely. I see all the time, people say all the time, oh, she's melting down over Brit. And I'm just like, I am? Wait. Am I sleep melting down? I'm not aware. No, I'm good.
I mean, I personally liked the Jason and Brit pairing. And not taking anything away from Jason and Carly either. It just, I love Kelly Tebow. So it's, I like seeing her on my screen. I like seeing her. And I don't like all the manufactured hate that she gets because she chose to go to station, whatever it was.
Well, it wasn't about Station 19. It was about her leaving. It was about her moving to London. My thing is this. When she left, she said that she asked them to kill off Brit.
So that she couldn't come back.
And then as soon as her relationship ended and she came back to the States, she called Frank and asked for her job back. And at first he said no.
Right.
And then she kind of kept up and he brought her back. Now, I know she's under contract, but we don't know for how long. And did anybody see her Instagram story today?
I missed it.
She's taking acting classes, and I guess she's taking comedy classes. And on her Instagram story, she said, SNL, hit me up. She's already wants to go. And she said in that article, and it's fine, this is her thing, and that's fine. But she said that she loves that, she can come and go.
Yeah.
I get people being not thrilled about that. I mean,
No,
I
understand.
I don't care. But there are people who are like, people who care about this show, people who are committed to the show. I mean, I don't care that Elizabeth is backburnered. But I understand for fans going, what the hell? We can't buy her a story, but this one has a revolving door. Yeah. I get people being upset about that. But then again, this is show business, not show friends.
It's the same thing as, a guy like Roman Reigns getting hate because he's a part-timer. He comes in for the major events and then goes away for a while. The same thing with The Rock. The same thing with Brock Lesnar before all the stuff that's going on. I get it because I've been there. I've been the one pissed at the part-timers. But here's the thing. A lot of times when part-timers come in, it's because they're the ones that make the money for the company. Now, granted, Kelly Tebow is not going to be the one that, spikes ratings or makes money for General Hospital.
Right.
But so I do understand some of the hate that she's getting because of that. Because
I don't think that necessarily she should get the hate. If people are going to be pissed at anybody, it should be Frank. And I am a massive Frank defender.
Yeah.
But if you're going to be, he's the one who gave her the job.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? She's not a bad person for asking for the job.
Right.
You know what I mean? She's not. And she she's already has one foot out the door again, which quite frankly is like, because there are people are like, oh my God, she signed her a contract. She's going to be there forever. But I'm like, is she, or does Frank just really want to make sure she doesn't jet before they play out the story arc they have planned for 6 to 9 months? I'm not saying that that's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it could be what it is. You know what I mean? Because she's already got one foot out the door again already. I have a bigger issue with the fact that she refused the pairing with Josh Kelly.
Yeah,
that pairing. That I have an issue with. Because one, there's nothing wrong with Josh Kelly, and it was just because she had wanted the Steve Burton pairing. But Steve wasn't on the show anymore. Knock it off. That I have a bigger issue with.
I get that. And I do. And I didn't realize that she turned down the pairing with Cody.
Yeah.
But
yes, the wedding is going to be a disaster for whoever watched that. I think it was the wedding is going to be a train wreck in all the best ways. And I saw Billy say that it was different with Carly with Courtney. Yeah, but they were best friends, but Carly still came first. Jason literally jumped out a window and left Courtney with the bad guy to go save Carly, even though he knew Sonny was already going to save Carly. Wow. The man jumped out a window or off a balcony or whatever. I mean, he barrel rolled. I mean, sorry, I'm outie. And Courtney was begging him not to go. And he said, I made promises to Carly before I ever met you. She was his wife. I also remember right before their wedding, Sonny and him were laughing, and Carly was because Sonny's like, from how Carly's acting, this is her wedding, and Jason said it pretty much is, but Courtney just accepted it because this is how it was. And I remember Carly saying to Britt, you want a relationship with Jason? Well, I'm the price of admission.
No, I remember that conversation.
And there were people who were pissed at her about it, but it's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Your life will go a whole lot easier if you don't try to fight the Jarly of it all if you want to be with Jason, because it gets you nowhere but hurt.
Yep, you're absolutely right. And while we're talking about the past, we are going to be ready to go to hop in our DeLorean. And
Awesome.
there we go.
We're sending you back to the future.
And that's right. We're going to turn it over to Professor Angela for today in General Hospital history. Professor Angela, take it away.
All right, so we're going back to July 15th, 1996. Steve Hardy passed away and was found in his office by Tom. John Berendino had passed away in May that year, May 19th, so they, had to write in his death. Also in 1996, Tyler Christopher debuted as Nicholas Cassadine. In 2002, Ned claimed to be the father of Alexis's unborn baby, also now known as Christina. In 2024, Nina slapped Drew for kissing Willow when she first found out about it. July 16th, 1996, Tom broke the news of Steve's death to Audrey, and everybody at GH was devastated to learn of his passing. He was very beloved at the hospital. In 2004, family and friends gathered to say their final goodbyes to Lila Quartermain because she had passed away, and they had her funeral. July 17th, 1981. Rick and Leslie get Laura's note telling them that she had run away with Luke. 1995. Very famous Sonny and Brenda scene. Sonny was furious after finding a wire on Brenda. It was very, very famous scene. 1996, Laura admitted to Lucky that Nicholas was her son. July 18th, 1986, Duke and Anna made love for the first time. God, I loved me some Duke and Anna. I really did. In 2003, God, that poor bastard. Rick decided to let Carly out of the panic room. But when Sonny and Jason got there, Rick was unconscious and Carly was missing because Lorenzo had kidnapped her from her kidnapper. Only he didn't keep her chained to a wall in the panic room.
Right.
Put her on a luxury yacht with, playing backgammon or
chess. That's the way to be kidnapped.
Exactly, right? That's how I want to get kidnapped. July 19th, 1996, Nicholas saw Laura, his mother, for the very first time. Well, I mean, he had seen her as an infant, but he had no memory of that. And in 2010, Elizabeth gave birth to Aiden. July 20th, 2006, Patrick and Robin decided to try being friends with benefits again. And we all know how that turned out. In 2012, Patrick hallucinated that he saw Robin when she was dead. 2016, it was revealed that Hayden and Elizabeth are sisters. Also in 2016, Valentin shot Nicholas. In 2019, after a confrontation with Drew, Shiloh remembered how they met. In 2023, Sasha hallucinated that poor Cody was Cyrus and stabbed him.
Yeah, I remember that.
And July 21st, 1993, Alan told Monica that he was not having an affair with Rhonda and that he wanted to make their marriage work. I swear to God, those two were always screwing somebody. 2011, Jason and Sam got engaged for realsies and not just because, their previous engagement, because she was knocked up with Sonny's baby and he was claiming to be the father for Carly's sake. Carly and Michael's happiness. Sorry, I had to get that in there.
All right. Well, thank you so much for today in General Hospital history, Professor Angela. And history, it has repeated itself numerous times with Jason pretending to be a father. So amazingly that we're getting back to normalcy a little bit in General Hospital, even though we're getting ready for a big wedding this coming week. We've talked about Drew and Willow already. It's going to be great, a great week with General Hospital. But the biggest thing we talked about was obviously was Willow and Drew. I think that kind of took the majority of the time in tonight.
Mhm.
But one thing I forgot about, and I do apologize for this, I forgot to mention that Jason seeing Britt was the what the fudge moment of the week, because of the simple fact that we've talked about it. Britt died, and he thought he saw Britt in the airport, and then we see today that Britt gets out of a car in some foreign country, Croatia.
Going to Croatia.
Yeah, and she was the one being tracked by the WSB. So,
the courier.
Yes, yep, the courier.
Okay. Yeah, as I said, I didn't watch today, so.
So that's one of the things that I love, the fact that I don't know where this is going. I don't know if it's Britt. I don't know if it's not Britt. I don't know if Britt is undercover for the WSB or the DBX or doing something for her mother or something. I love the mystery surrounding the storyline, as I always have, because I love when I can't predict what's going to happen. And if you are in the New Haven, Connecticut area or the surrounding areas, or if you're driving by, you can check out What the Fudge Homemade Confections. It's made in a cottage kitchen currently, so she can't ship. That might be changing soon, but I will definitely keep everybody posted. But you can check out whatthefudgect.com or facebook.com/whatthefudgect. She is experimenting with some new flavors. She just tried chocolate lemon fudge, which chocolate lemon pie is my personal favorite pie. It's an Italian thing, or maybe even a Northeast thing, or maybe even a New Haven thing. Not many people have heard of it, let alone tried it.
I'm wondering if maybe I could hire not Britt the courier to bring me some of that fudge.
That would be amazing. And we'll have to get you some more fudge. But she also did peanut butter graham cracker. So that was a good flavor as well.
Daisy, we discussed the Victoria Conical thing at the beginning of the podcast, so I would go back. I don't want to go back over it again, but you can, if you want to watch it afterwards, we'll be up on YouTube.
Yeah. So check that out as well. But yes, so if you're in the New Haven, Connecticut area or traveling through, whatthefudgect.com and check out her fudge. And whatever flavors that she's got available for you. Also, she does have a booth at the North Haven Farmers Market as well as Durham Farmers Market in Connecticut if you're in that area as well. So check that out. All right. So, Chad, I agree with you. I love not knowing where things are going.
Right. There being lots of possibilities is fun.
Yes. All right, so where are we? Let's see. Is there anything we've missed? Let's see. I know that there was some stuff with Christina and Molly and Alexis this week. Not too much. I don't think. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on.
I didn't see like 3 days this week, so I can't tell you what we missed.
Jason did kidnap Marco for Sunny because Sunny had it out with went over to the
funeral.
Natalia's funeral to confront Sidwell.
I think this was such a piece of crap move on Sunny's part.
Yes,
and
I agree.
Jason for going along with it. It's stupid. And Carly begged him because it's just going to escalate the situation. I mean, Sunny used to always say that, you keep kids out of it. You keep kids out of it.
Yeah.
Marco saved his daughter's life.
Yep, exactly.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
In a church, and Lucas was...
a big round of applause for Lucas this week for standing up against Sunny. And going off against Sunny as well, because the fact is, Marco saved Christina, and Sonny's justification for it is because Sidwell, bombed Charlie's and then, tried to blame it on Miss Wu.
And he also, he doesn't know that though, but he also, he thinks that Sidwell's behind the Daisy thing too. But Sidwell's not.
Right. He does.
That freaking crazy ass Willow.
Yeah. So there's a lot of miscommunication in Sonny's head at this point.
And I don't think that Jason agrees with Sonny. I think it looked to me like in that conversation when Carly came over, it looked like he was agreeing with Carly, but he's not going to say anything, which is infuriating. I did think it was funny on Steve's podcast how he said that it should be Carly and Miss Wu running the mob.
Yeah, I thought that was funny too.
You could just do their security stuff because, yeah.
That would work. I wouldn't mind seeing that.
Throughout the land.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I don't like the idea of Marco being kidnapped. First of all, I get that a death. Yeah, I get that a death always creates story, but this was the wrong way to do it.
Yeah.
You don't kidnap, the woman's child and just to get at Sidwell and all this, he's grieving his mother. He's blaming himself for his mother's death.
And he couldn't have done it after the funeral, at the very least.
Exactly. Yeah. I don't know. It was poorly written in my opinion. I very, very rarely
poorly written. I think that it was written very well. It's just crappy of Sonny to do and against. But then again, Sonny says he has a code, but we've never actually seen that to be the case.
That's true.
So
that is very true. And then you're right, Steve. Angela didn't see today's episode, but Lucy, they did another Home and Heart episode with Deception, and it was going to only be Brooklyn and Lucy selling the products. And neither, we know Lucy's a loose cannon, but Brooklyn has never been on screen, so she set it up to bring in Lois without Brooklyn knowing. And they did a really good set. They had great chemistry, obviously, as mother and daughter will. After the camera stopped rolling, however, that's when Brooklyn told Lucy, "Don't you ever do this again."
Yeah.
And basically fired Lois as the face of Deception. But they want to push Deception products. And it is what it is. Honestly, without Maxie, and it's Deception is there, and it's not like they're still, as far as I know, that shophomeandheart.com is no longer active. So they're really
they're finishing out. Yeah, they're finishing out the last orders, and
so I don't. It's really not much for me. It just not. It was more about Brooklyn and Lois and their stuff, and looks like Lois is kind of stepping back, and she's probably doing less filming, as far as I believe.
Right.
One thing I want to mention. Chad. So Chad points out Sonny's code applies just for him. Rules for thee, but not for me. I do want to address something with you as well, something that's been making the rumor mills, especially on even Soap Opera Digest, that when Erica Slezak comes in, she's going to be playing Monica Quartermain's sister. That seems to be the rumor that's out there.
I've heard that rumor a lot. I hope it's not true. I don't know if it is or not. They're dark this week or this month. They're dark for another, 9 days, whatever it is. I think they go back on the 4th, August 4th. And then our sources will be better able to answer things. I hope that's not true because one, Monica doesn't have a sister that she knows of. She was an orphan. And it makes no sense to me to bring in a sister for her after she's dead.
Especially when it's somebody who's played a legendary character.
Well, I'm fine with them bringing in her. I wanted them to bring her in as Brennan's mother.
I agree. Yeah.
I'm fine with them bringing bringing her in as a new character, not Vicky. But I don't understand the point of bringing her in as Monica's sister, because it would be a massive. They can't bring her in as Monica's sister and say, oh, Monica knew she had a sister, because Monica being an orphan with no family was a massive part of her story. And rewriting something like that when the actress, you know what I mean, when the character can't play it out, just doesn't make sense to me. So are they going to bring her in as Monica's sister who Monica didn't know about? Okay, but why? Because it's not like Monica will have left her anything in the will. You know what I mean? What story is there? You know, it's not like Monica died and there's Ellen to seduce. You know what I mean? It just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, no, I understand.
So, you know, I sent an email to General Hospital PR. I really doubt I'm going to get a response because they usually don't. But I'm going to try, and, you know, and then as soon as possible, you know, I'm going to try to, you know, find out from sources. But yeah, I don't know. It just, as Monica's sister, it doesn't sit right with me. It just doesn't. As anything really connected to Monica, it just doesn't sit without Monica here to play it out. It makes no sense to me.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense to me either.
Oh, by the way, Mo was very happy because I said, I'll give you guys a recap of the event. And he quote tweeted and said, yes, 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 and yes.
Awesome.
So I'm going to write a couple articles about it. There was some really great stuff. And I just have to say, his son was there and he played music. And it was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
I saw your picture.
I'm like, yeah, I got a picture. I got a picture with Mo, but I also got a picture with his wife and with his son, and those were like my favorites. Just because I adore his wife and I adore his son. He's fine, but they're great. The thing, his son is so immensely, immensely talented, and I'm an island on this one. I think they need to bring Adam back.
I agree. Yeah, that was kind of
in that age group, and the kid's talented.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. The kid's really talented, you know, and whatever nepotism, yada yada. You know, that's the business. That's how it
exactly.
Goes. You know, it's so, but yeah, so his son is incredibly, immensely talented. And he performed at, you know, he traveled with his dad, performed at all the events, and they were all great. And his wife was there, and it was, you know, it's a big family affair.
Yeah.
So, and also, he kind of confirmed in a way. I mean, I've heard that they are putting him with the ADA. I think we've seen on the screen that they're putting him with the ADA. And so the majority of the crowd were Carson or Sonny and Brenda fans. There were some Sonny and Neil as well. And, you know, he talked about that. And he's like, you know, he goes, I have a storyline coming up that's really great. None of you are going to like it. So I'm pretty sure that was him saying that they're putting Sonny with the ADA, you know, or somebody not one of those three women, which really just leaves the ADA. I didn't like Adam. I didn't want Adam with Joss. I think we need more of that age group.
Right.
You know,
and he wasn't with Joss.
Right. He's already established.
And mental health problem.
And he's, you know, in canon, he's still a student at PCU. So
exactly.
It's very easy to bring him back, I think.
Oh, very easy. And who knows? Maybe Adam and Trina can get it on.
Yeah. They had really good chemistry.
Yeah.
But I think they need to ramp up that age group. They just do.
Yeah.
They don't just need Adam. I'm all for a recast Cam. We also we're going to need a few more girls. Bring back, you know, hell, bring on Lila Ray.
Yeah,
When I was
exactly.
with Scott, you know what I mean? Oh, shush, Donna. You know that Frank likes to collect the cast members like they're the Infinity Stones, and he hoards them. They're precious. His whole cast, they're precious.
No, I agree. They need to beef up the teen scene a little bit.
Yeah.
Early 20s, I should say. Early 20s
Right.
scene.
And that's
College.
yeah, exactly. They just do. They need, because that's the future. It's time for the 50 pluses, and I'm including my girl in this, to move towards more supporting roles. Put Jason and Kelly together, let them be the matriarch and patriarch type thing. Put them more in the background. That's where that age group. It's time. At one point, Monica and Ellen were, the front burners, but it becomes time for them to, move more towards the back. And, the 30s to 40, the Michael and Brooklyn and Dante, those people move more towards the front burner.
Yep.
And with the 20-somethings hot on their heels. That's the circle of soap opera life.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And they really do need to kind of go back in their history. It's okay. I mean, it's great to, bring on, new characters, especially in that age group. But I agree, they do need to bring back Pam. They need to bring back Lila Ray. Characters with history, especially the kids. I mean, they recast Emma, and the new girl, Raiden, is doing fantastic as Emma. I am thoroughly enjoying.
I love Gio. I love the character. Gio. I'm all over that. I am.
Willow has been fantastic recently.
Mm-hmm.
Ever since they gave him something to really sink his teeth into, rather than just being that background, goofy face kid. They're not bringing back Spencer anytime soon, as far as I know. And honestly, we could use a break from him. We haven't had a year break.
If they bring him back, when they do bring him back, he's not going to be Nicholas Alexander Chavez, so it's going to be a whole different thing.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
Yeah.
But anyways, I think we kind of covered just about everything on this week of General Hospital. But we'll be back next week with another edition of Suds News. Angela, where can everybody find you?
Well, they can find me on Twitter at Brooklyn74, Petty Prattle, Parade, doing lots with Parade. And tomorrow night, Angela and James Lott Jr., we're doing a live tomorrow night for his final series of Soap Podcasters. It's going to be me and James Lott Jr., 7 p.m. Pacific time, 10 p.m. Eastern time, live. The link is on my Twitter page. The link is on his. It's on the YouTube. We're going to have a blast. James and I both, James slut it. We,
it is the soap opera equivalent of The Rock and Hulk Hogan.
No, not Hulk Hogan. No, it's never going to be Hulk Hogan. Okay? Stop that. No. We're going to have fun. Both of us choose violence. Both of us speak our mind and don't care who likes it and likes us. It's going to be great. Trina's taken Kai back. Trina will take Kai back. They will get over this. It's going to happen. That's going to be a thing. And I'm sorry, nobody in the world can tell me that if Trina overheard Carly or Sunny or Joss making plans to take down Ava and destroy her life, that she would not trot her happy ass over to Ava and tell her. Sorry, she would. She would absolutely sell out Joss's family in a second. Despite everything Ava has actually done to Joss's family. So I'm sorry. I don't. Takai Drew is a different person.
Yeah, exactly.
Just like to Trina, Ava is a different person. But to Trina's bestie, Ava is the person mostly responsible for her brother's death.
Right. Exactly.
You know,
But
what
either way,
did he do? He blackmailed her mother and to try to get her to make her father be nicer to him. Come on, please.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
I mean, he wasn't responsible for the death of anybody. But go ahead. Sorry, I'm off my
No, I'm agreeing with you. But either way, Angela, as you were saying, tomorrow night, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, you will be on a special edition of Soap Podcasters Roundtable. It'll be just two of you, James Law Jr. and our own Angela, on that show tomorrow night on YouTube, the JLJ Media YouTube page. Check it out. As always, you can find me on Twitter, on Facebook at Vinny Suds, and then the show page is at Suds Media. Go to our Linktree, which is under the name Suds Media, for all of our links to our sponsors, including Set App, including W Energy, including 1-800-PACK-RAT, and others as well, and What the Fudge is on there as well. So check that out. And not all of our social links are on there. Like I said, Gate Crashers will be back on Monday, August 4th. And then on Friday, August 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern is the next Suds Media Premium Live event, the Suds Awards. So mark your calendars, Friday, August 1st. Okay, so we will be back next week with another episode of Suds News. I want to thank the 377 people currently watching on all forms. Hit that like button.
I'll be caught up by then, I promise.
All right, folks. Have a great night. We will see you next week right here on Suds.